The Bitcoin price has fully retested the zone that we see right here, previous range high. Nice move up beyond. It has breached beyond these range lows that we're seeing right here, really testing that for that next major move to the upside. But more importantly, today, what did we see? We saw Ethereum break above that $4,000 mark. We're in a tiny little baby pullback right now, but the setup is suggesting much, much higher for Ethereum. What do you think that will mean for altcoins? We're going to be getting into it here, right here in just a moment. Get active in the live chat, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell.
Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing.
Man, oh man, it feels good to see Ethereum moving so solidly while Bitcoin is kind of hesitating at the moment. This speaks volumes about where we're at in this cycle, and you should be excited about this, not frustrated that everything isn't just running. The fact that Bitcoin had a bit of a move down from about 118 down into the mid 116s yesterday, and Ethereum actually held strong, and we saw some major pumps in things like I think it was Ondo and Aerodrome and Link. What we're seeing in this market is showing that the confidence that this market is going to be pushing higher is now here, especially present with all of this substantiated, just positive empowerment from all these different bills getting passed, the different Bitcoin and Ethereum treasuries that just keep getting launched daily, it feels like, and the forward movement that we've seen, the path cleared for the road ahead in crypto. How are you all doing today? We got started just a little bit early today because we're going to be shutting it down about 11:55. I have to run and join another panel, but we have a stacked show today, breaking down some of the things going on. So as you roll in here, say what's up, say good morning in the live chat, whether you're on X, whether you're on Rumble, whether you're on YouTube. Let me know what you are doing. Are you buying right now? Are you selling? Are you just sitting on your hands, staying up to date with all the news and everything going on in here? Because we're seeing some monster data come in, and it could not be more exciting. In fact, we even see that with all of the positive movement in the market recently, we're nowhere near a euphoric stage. In fact, we're sitting here at a very neutral stage on the fear and greed index, which gives me a lot of positive sentiment about what I'm feeling about what this market can do. We're not at that point where so many people are so bullish, so much profit been made, where you need to start worrying about de-risking. There is so much higher this market's going to go. So let's make sure that we're staying tuned to that, because we're seeing the coin market cap sitting here at $3.86 trillion. Man, we're just right at 3.9 trillion. What was it? 3.92, 3.93 a couple weeks back when Bitcoin hit $123,000. We're still in a little bit of that pullback on Bitcoin, but we're starting to see that reversal. In fact, we're seeing other things make some nice gains. Look at this on Ethereum, 10% up. XRP with the monumental news yesterday. The 5-year never-ending case that they had with the SEC was dismissed and agreed to be dismissed on both sides. So that saw a bit of a pump there in XRP and in XLM, but it also speaks more widely about where we're at in this sort of rule by enforcement that we saw with the last administration, SEC, and the regulatory bodies now saying, okay, let's settle all that. Let's move forward. Let's build in this ecosystem. So let's see what that means. Especially considering with XRP, not only did XRP just get that positive news yesterday, they also have, I think it's something like 1,200 signed NDAs and contracts that are out there with different, potential partners and different places that they can be integrated with, banks and all kinds of stuff that will likely start getting acknowledged and deployed upon now that we have the clarity within that XRP ecosystem with the lawsuit with the SEC finally being cleared out. But let's go back a little bit, because we also see quite a few other things in here. On the 7-day, look at that. Mantle's up 50%. Pendle's up 35%. Memcore's up 23%. Pump Fund Another swing back to the upside, now 19% up. We got Matic, or Pole, previously known as Matic, is up 20%. That's nice to see a little bit of life in those charts. Uniswap up 17%. Aerodrome has been making some swings, especially with some of their integrations lately. Getting the Base ecosystem integrated onto the Coinbase app. So everything on Base will be tradable through Coinbase, which is awesome. Chainlink also making some waves, but we're seeing some positive move. Now, when we see what's going on here, I just want you to notice we had major news yesterday about the 401ks now having access to Bitcoin and crypto. This is very important because when you consider that 65% of Gen Z believe that investing is their best shot at becoming a millionaire, this is overwhelmingly incredibly important, because we also see with people my age, I'm 41 and below, there's a growing, overwhelming focus in the Bitcoin, blockchain, and crypto digital asset sector. So if this is the majority way in terms of investing, that this next generation is thinking about, how do I not only secure my future, but have a shot at being a millionaire, and their also primary focus in investing is Bitcoin and crypto, this is monumental, especially considering we have trillions of dollars that are going to be handed down upon, the death of our families, the elderly, as you have stuff passed down and passed on. That's a lot of that's going to start getting rolled into crypto. So we've got a lot of positivity looking forward in this market. Now, something else I wanted to highlight here is this right here. I posted this yesterday, and this is a Big Mac in 1980 versus to 2024. $1.20 for more and $5.31 for less. The size and the money is something that's very apparent here. So what is Bitcoin? It's the solution to this issue you see right here. It's not just this. You also see that houses in 2016 were about $288,000 or 664 Bitcoin. Fast forward to 2025, over $400,000 or a little over 3 Bitcoin. Life gets cheaper if you're saving in Bitcoin. Life gets more expensive if everything you do is priced in dollars. So make sure, save in Bitcoin. And if you need to spend in dollars, you can do that, but you're going to be able to buy more of everything with Bitcoin. It's not just houses, it's also groceries. We see from 2009 is when Bitcoin started, but we see here 2012, 1 Bitcoin, you could barely get anything. Now you could fill up a cart in 2013. You could really fill up a cart in 2014. And now on to 2020 and beyond, you can get cars, houses, all these things and more. Life gets cheaper when you're saving in Bitcoin. So considering that and realizing that $1 million Bitcoin is inevitable. It's not like, will it happen? It's inevitable because the US dollar and every dollar that's out there, whatever fiat currency for any country, there's a guaranteed money print that's going to happen in perpetuity. It's always going to happen. The supply of dollars is infinity. And because of that, Bitcoin captures that monetary flaw because it is a fixed supply asset. And no, Bitcoin's not expensive at $118,000. It's not even expensive at $200,000. It's not expensive at $1 million. It's relative to what's happening in our financial landscape, which is ultimately a demise of finance. A demise of finance if it's only printed, everything is just printed away. So what we see with Bitcoin is it captures that flaw and everything becomes cheaper. So $1 million Bitcoin is inevitable. So we need to stop thinking, man, it's high though. Is it high this part of the cycle? The 4-year cycle's dead. I'm here to tell you right now. We are stair-stepping. We'll have periodic large downturns, but we're not having these 60 to 80% downturn bear markets on every 4-year sort of regulated cycle like we've seen before. We're looking at the global market cycle. We're looking at what's going on with global finance, what's going on with global liquidity, and especially right now, which we're still seeing the follow-on effects from COVID and the absolute massive money printing we saw there. We're seeing that still bleed into these markets, and the altcoin market is just now heating up in this cycle. 4-year cycle, you're out of your mind. We are in for some major stuff. And think about where we're at in this cycle right now. If we're in the 4-year cycle and we just got executive orders signed for Bitcoin and other crypto to be included in 401ks, also the order to stop debanking, crypto and Bitcoin active or adjacent companies or people. Trump also elects a supporter, a Bitcoin supporter to the Fed board, who also wants to talk about, he's written quite widely on basically restructuring the Fed and to a much more favorable means to how it is right now. And we also see major companies in here deploying different Bitcoin treasury strategies and crypto strategies as well. I mean, where we're at right now in this cycle and what's to come, I could not be more excited. So let's get bullish. Let's turn it up. Let's make sure that we are as focused as we can be on what we're spending our money on in the real world and how we can allocate as aggressively as possible, that you're not, overweighting yourself or making yourself worried. Do what's right for you, but make sure that you're understanding what's going on in the Bitcoin ecosystem, understanding what's going on at minimum with global finance and the infinite money print. That will only make you move towards Bitcoin faster. So just understand that. And then we got to talk about some of these charts. I drew this a few weeks ago about this potential move down, and we talked about these fake outs, the double wing fake out, where you get the washout to the upside, the washout to the downside. In this case, it washed out to the upside one more time and then came down. Massive bear trap, came to the exact zone that we had outlined. We outlined this back over here, and this came down right in here, flushed it out. We talked about the little move, another little sell-off, then continuation. That's exactly what's happening. It's not on the exact same days that these candles would have overlaid, but the pattern structure is exactly what we're thinking about. So my question to you is, do you think that this price action is going to continue following this up, or do you think we have another move to the downside? And by another move to the downside, I don't mean this coming back and retesting this zone. I mean like another move to the downside, forming a new low from this $112,000 zone. In my opinion, I think we've flushed that out. I think if anything, we may go sideways here and then up, but I think up is the next major move. We also have the next full moon now. I think this is, so this will be tomorrow. Now, this might seem hokey, and who cares if it is? If we get over to the charts and we look at Bitcoin, let's go on this chart right here. Let's pull up the moon phases, and this might seem silly to you. Well, it's the devil's work. Who cares? Let's look at things that have a regular pattern, and until that pattern breaks or doesn't have high consistency, then we won't look at it. In this case, look, it broke, right? Full moon, it broke, but price action pumped into that full moon. But look at this, full moon up, full moon up, full moon up, full moon. We kind of got chop there, but full moon up, full moon up, full moon up. I mean, this is just, there's such a weird regularity of the positivity here in the markets when we see this. So again, I do not trade on this, but when I see that there's things lining up into a positive shape and we're coming into a full moon, whether it's just mass psychology that have seen this pattern, whether it's the true actions of behaviors of people and markets change, I don't know. But it's just something that we should pay attention to. Even uneven butt cheeks chart says barf DOD. Well, you know what? We do got that uneven butt cheeks right here. Shout out Jason Casper for that. We also got Manny Sharon in here. Barf. We got William Rodriguez. How you doing? Doodles the Beagle. Quarter Crawler. Granny's Garden. Keston. We got the whole crew in here. El Jefe, how you doing? What's your thoughts on all the sell walls while they can still manipulate the markets? With all the news, you would think that this would be bursting through. I mean, I agree with you, but at the end of the day, the market's going to react to supply and, the mass effects of supply and demand. Supply is becoming overwhelmingly constricted and not as available. Demand is just shooting through the roof right now. So even right now, we just talked about this. We talked about it in the morning stream, the members morning stream here. There we go, about this potentially coming down into this low 16, potentially coming all the way down here into the mid 15.7s. But it's just, I feel like now that institutions are here in a big way, we're going to be seeing a lot more of these stairways. See how you see this nice move up, long consolidation, nice move up. I mean, this is not necessarily long, but I mean, if you're in crypto, 120 days feels like forever. Okay, nice reset. Now we yet again move up, consolidation, move up, consolidation. If we get another move down, I mean, I'd be an absolute buyer if we drop back down to 112. But it's my estimation that I do think the next major move, and I'm not talking about a move to retest 112. I think the next major move is going to be up here to that $135,000 level. Yeah, shout out. I see Granny's Garden says, welcome back. Hey, I'm back, baby. I'm back. I got some tan. I'll probably peel here in a couple days because I did get a lot of sun. But I'm feeling very good about this. Same thing with Ethereum. Ethereum, where we're at in the cycle right now, the fact that Bitcoin, you see this, the fact that Bitcoin is having these kind of small little sell-offs like we saw here, and then now again right here, we saw this. Let's see, this would be yesterday. Pretty big wick down here, and then move back up. Now we're coming right back down. When you look at Ethereum, Ethereum has shown strength here. This is confidence coming into the market. The fact that Bitcoin can wiggle around and Ethereum is saying, hey, you know what? We're doing all right. And you can actually even see this on the ETH to Bitcoin chart because this has just been trickling to the upside. Now, does this mean Bitcoin's done? No, Bitcoin won't be done for our lifetime. There's going to be different periods of time where Bitcoin is running and altcoins are staying still. It's like, well, altcoins suck. It's only Bitcoin. And then all the super Bitcoin maxis, especially those that are traders, not just investors, Bitcoin's going to sit still or be moving up, and there's going to be a capital rotation and a focused rotation into altcoins, and you'll get these major leg up in altcoins while Bitcoin isn't moving nearly as fast. Now, the long-term hold store value is Bitcoin unquestionably, but if you're looking to make moves on, 1 day, 1 week, 3-month sort of these segmented position periods, then you look for small allocations of your portfolio to trade those in altcoins or take altcoin positions, but always keeping in mind that you want to rotate those profits back into Bitcoin. That's the goal here, not to round trip stuff and then only hold bags that continue to lose their total value against Bitcoin. El Jefe, makes sense. Yeah, thank you for the question as well. That guy, GM from Alberta, hit the likes, people. Everybody getting active in this live chat. We got 1,235 people between YouTube, Rumble, and X. Shout out to everybody that's in the room. But this is giving me a lot of confidence in this market. This is feeling excellent that Ethereum is, look at this nice, beautiful breakout bull flag, retest, launch. And this is the ETH to Bitcoin chart. So this tells us we have a bull flag on the ETH to Bitcoin chart. This tells me that this breakout that's already occurred is signaling that ETH is going to continue to run faster than Bitcoin in the near term, or it's very likely to. Again, none of these things are guaranteed, but this is, especially with the sentiment and the swing that we've seen here and the duration that it's taken for this to happen. Let's not forget, guys, if we zoom out on this, this was 987-day downturn. This just felt like it was never going to end. So the fact that we actually broke through this trend line right here on the ETH to Bitcoin pairing, and now we're making moves for the next leg up. This leg will be right here. Let's see. This would be the target on this would be up into this zone, which would be an additional 45% move over what Bitcoin will do. And this will be while they're both moving to the upside. Shout out GD. Super chat says, where do you see ICP, VET, and Eagle prices this run? Well, let's look at that here in just a moment. I just want to get through a couple more things because this is going to be a bit of a shorter stream. So I'll go through these real quick. Okay, gold got tariffed. Just remember, Bitcoin is tariff-free. Bitcoin is agnostic to governments. Bitcoin is accessible anywhere you can get a phone signal. You don't have to have a computer. There's people in the Democratic Republic of the Congo and other different areas, third world nations, that are able to trade and transact on their cell phones, okay? And Bitcoin can also be stored with just a seed phrase. You don't need mass armored trucks and ventilated storage rooms and all this nonsense. And guys, Bitcoin is the answer. The world is waking up to Bitcoin, and you think it's too high when we have all of these overwhelmingly bullish stories that are just layering in day after day into this asset. Now, this is what I'm watching for Bitcoin. I'm watching $119,000. Very similar to Caleb Franzen's call here, the AVWAP, the anchored volume weighted average price. This shows that it's right about $119,000. And this would suggest that if we do clear that, I do think that we are going up to this 135, 140K level. And I think it's going to happen relatively quickly. I don't mean quick from this moment. Once we clear through and find support above $119,000, I think that next level up fashion is going to happen. Fibonacci's, good morning, Labbies. How you doing? So shout out to everybody here. I'm very tired still, very jet lagged, so my brain isn't really clicking in the best right now. Trying to that 6 hour difference is something, I'll tell you what. But this is what we're seeing on Ethereum, flying. It is flying, just like my thumbnail today. We got Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin all pumped up here because I do think pump season is upon us. I think we're going to start to see a slow bleed that's going to go very parabolic, very in the very near future, going maybe middle end of August all the way into September and early October. I think when we're going to see the largest moves, but we're going to have to see how this plays out. But we do see Ethereum waking up, which is going to start that sort of capital train in the rest of the market. Now, another thing we got to see this, another multi-billion-dollar ETH treasury kicking off. Fundamental Global files $5 billion shelf offering, intends to use it to acquire Ethereum. So we're seeing a lot of positive momentum here in the ETH charts. But let's get over to that super chat. Shout out Sean Behringer. We Arrow's been pumping like a mofo. But let's go ahead and look at Vet. I want to make sure I hit the super chats. Vet. Let's see. Boom. So, look, I mean, I haven't drawn this for a while, but look, this rejection broke out, retested. Now, I mean, this looks kind of like a triple bottom, similar to an inverse head and shoulders, but the head is bigger than the shoulders if you're talking about inverse head and shoulders. Practically, these play out the same way, but this looks a little different because these kind of has a descending resistance here. I'd be watching here on the 3-day. Yeah, I mean, look at this long accumulation. Just boom, 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 boom. W formation couldn't quite break out. Rejected, came back down, found support right on the line that we had drawn from some time ago, because I've not looked at this in some time. I'd be watching for a break of this region here, basically 2.7 to 2.8. And the next level up, we could see, I would say, option F. Let's draw from the top. Let's go down like this. Man, I mean, yeah, look at this. 382 is perfectly right at the shelf here. I'd be watching this area of interest. Then up here at about 5.8, 5.6. This is the golden pocket of this larger move. But once this clears out, then I'd be looking for, I wouldn't do this full move. I would be looking at the extensions on this move. And those extensions would be 1.618 up at 11 cents, 2.618 about 17, 18 cents right here. But I would want to watch to see what the momentum is on this first. Because, I mean, some of the things in the markets has changed. Some of the interest and focuses have changed. But this is looking like it's starting to get a good setup. That's the daily. Let's look at, money flow is trying to flip positive here. VWAP's up, stochastics up, RSI's up. This is looking like it's trying to set up that move, right? Look at this right here. I mean, just on the levels we drew months ago. So I'd be watching the breakout into this zone first, the 2.728, and then the next leg to the upside. What was the other one that you wanted? Vet, E-Gold. I haven't looked at E-Gold in I don't even know how long. I probably don't even have a chart on it that I've already drawn. So let's look. Now they've, this is basically Multiverse X, if I'm not mistaken. They rebranded. They do have some pretty darn good tech. I will say that. The question is the tech going to win? Or is the different partnerships going to win? I know that they were, doing some things also within AI aggregation and stuff like that, AI data sets. So yeah, I mean, these are kind of the levels I would watch on to the upside. This immediate level, this level, and then this level. But as it stands right now, this is, let's go to the 12-hour. Okay, money flows positive. It's not really giving any clear signal right now because this is right in the middle of a chop zone, right in here. This chop right here, this chop right here, this support right here, this support here, this bounce here, this zone. So once this is cleared, I'd be watching. Let's draw a fib. So look at where it's at right now. It's right on the 382. So once this is clear, I'd be watching the 1688 and then 1750, 18, and then potentially up into these levels. But this has some work to do, I think. And I don't think, I'll admit my ignorance. I haven't really followed E-Gold the last about year and a half or so. So I don't know if they have any big things in the work. I'll take a look at that for you and get back to you on that. But this is what I'm seeing. This looks like it's formed a base and it wants to take a move to the upside. I'd be watching a move into this zone, a retest back down, and then a continuation. And then I got to look at, let's see, Aerodrome has been making some moves. Where's my arrow at? There it is. Arrow took a nice swing to the upside, back above 90, went to 93 cents. But the nice thing here is, look, it fell back. It came back within this range. W formation, broke beyond this neckline, came up. We have a, look at where it went to. It went right into the zone where all of this chop is. So it makes sense. It doesn't mean it's over. It means it's going to cool off a little bit. If this comes back and finds support right here at 86, 87 cents, 86, that would be the most bullish. Just a little boom and then bump and run. If this does lose, then I'd be watching right here. I'll be watching right about 84 cents. Right in the zone, because this would be very healthy for that to move. But yeah, I'm super bullish on Aerodrome, especially that they're getting integrated into the base ecosystems, getting integrated into the Coinbase. But also we see here Ondo. I mean, this is it. It just screams that it wants to go higher. It's just kind of not ready yet. So we broke down lower low, lower low, lower low. We've broken beyond this high and this high. So we're kind of in this middle of this rotation now. So I would want to see this consolidate just a little bit, maybe a little drawdown, maybe 98 cents, maybe right at, it's already right at $1. Yeah, this wouldn't be the end of the world if this, I would just want to maintain a higher low from these points right here. So anywhere in here would be fantastic. SUI, also, I mean, it looks exactly the same. XLM, I mean, nice breakout here. Kind of follow the role of, look at this, two charts. They look exactly the same. Just have the patterns drawn a little differently, but a little retest back to the zone. Retests don't ever hurt anybody. They actually give you more profits if you take advantage of them. XLM, same thing. If we get a bit of a retest back into the zone where this bounced and this rejected and this bounced. But all in all, things are looking good, guys. Total 3, we're right at the top side of this range here. This is minus stablecoins. So this is what it looks like with the stablecoins. We're kind of right at a kind of key juncture right here on this trend line that we projected out from back here at the end of 2024. If this does break down, it wouldn't be the end of the world. It would just hurt a lot of feelings. But I'm leaning kind of on the side of this probably holding up in this zone, holding up above, I'd say $989 billion right there. Remember, this is an index of everything excluding Bitcoin and ETH. That's why you're seeing 989 billion. Others getting a nice move here also. We're kind of on the fence about, if it's about to make its next move. It's already kind of attempted breaking out. It's right there at that level. It's right there. Money flow is still green. This momentum wave swinging up pretty aggressively. VWAP angled up. I mean, if we get a small move down for alts here, it wouldn't be the end of the world. It might be the last chance to load up. If it, in this pocket here, once this breaks out, I'm expecting probably some trouble at the zone and then the continuation, but I'm feeling good, guys. The dollar still looking a bit weak here, which is good for risk assets. See this still looking weak here. We're in the risk assets pump setup when this is falling down in here. But we also got, guys, the market, I could not be more excited about what's happening, but with that, everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. A little shorter one today, but I'm going to be hopping into hosting like an AI panel over on the Mario channel. But I'm going to do some content for you this weekend because I was out last week, so I got to get you back. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Adios, muchachos.